Okay, gritty, tough win. I don't know that we were necessarily clicking on all cylinders today, but at the end of the day, we were tough and we knew how to win. I think it was under that last media timeout. I said, hey guys, it's winning time. Let's go defend, let's go rebound, let's hold them one and done, and then we'll come down and we'll figure out ways to score. And I thought these two hit some big shots for us down the stretch, and again, a gritty, tough win in the beginning of February is sweet stuff.
I think we're 9 games remaining until tournament time. As that kind of approaches, what are you telling your other coaches and players as that closes in?
I'm trying to figure out how to get better. All right, that's what we talked about. Like, where's areas we can get better, and that's got to be where our focus is right now. You can't look 9 games down the road. You can't, we did this. They don't give trophies out February 1st. So we got to figure out a way to get better. I think the multiple efforts that at times we play with on defense and we look really good, and at times we don't. That consistency, I think we can get better in. Again, we shot 52%, and I think we can run some offense better. But we put in a couple wrinkles early this week and thought we ran them pretty well. Got some good stuff out of them that way. So it's all that, a lot of mental work, making sure we're locked in, but there's still some things that I think we can do better and have to do better if we're serious about wanting to be the last man standing.
And then as a player, you kind of just talked about how it came down to the wire. As a player, what are your thoughts as that comes down?
I think it's just next play mentality and get the stop. You have to get the stop, scoring, you have to get the score, execute.
And then, Coach, NIU shot 33s. What does that take as a team to try to stop them from putting up so many shots?
Well, again, you look at it and you don't like how many threes they got off, but you go back to the film and you look at, are they good threes or what? I thought, we did a pretty good job of making them one-dimensional, making them count on threes, and they shot it pretty good from out there, but couldn't make enough of them. And couldn't offset it with points in the paint. I thought, as much as we shoot threes and we're this up and down and all this, we go 48-26 points in the paint, and that's how we won the game. You shoot 52% and you dominate points in the paint like that, it's going to be good. Now, if we can get the free throw disparity to flip a little bit in a game like this, now you don't have to worry about the end of the game and salting it away. But listen, here's the other part of it. We haven't been in many of these, where we had to call timeout, advance it. We got a 4-point lead. We got to get the ball in. We got to get to the free throw line. We got to make, because we've been ahead a lot more. And so we've more salted games away or run people out. So this was good for us to play in this game and get a feel for what we got to do and how we got to do it. Literally on a live ball, I put them in a press offense that we don't have a call for. We've drawn it up a couple times, but they knew exactly what to do, right? We were able to get the ball into Anna. So those kind of moments in the middle of a season are crucial, that you can be in there and you can learn from it, you can understand it, and you can execute at a high level too. So this is good. And we expected it. We knew what Northern was going to bring. I mean, they beat Toledo. Their conference record, I don't think tells the full story of their level of play. And I think everybody saw that today. They've got some bears on offense now. And you got to be really good to keep this team from really going cuckoo.
And then, Maddie, you shot, this is another game where you shot really well. What are some things that are attributing to that?
Definitely just working on my own. Green line is a huge factor in that, and it's just like 3-point drills that we do as a team. So I think that's a really big part of it too, and just having confidence.
And then this is for everybody. Obviously, the undefeated streak, I think, now moves to 11-0. How big of an impact is that when you guys are preparing for home games?
I wasn't really aware that it was that, so I guess not a huge factor, but obviously it's always protect home court, and that means a lot to this team. And so I think that's always in the back of our minds when we're going out there and playing.
If they gave a trophy for being undefeated at home, we might pay attention to it. If they said, hey, you can get in the NCAA tournament if you go undefeated at home, we might pay attention to it. Other than that, I mean, it's great. We take a lot of pride here, but we try to win them all. So, you know, all we're going to talk about and all we do talk about is going 1-0 on Saturday. And that's where we'll keep our focus. And if it's at home, it's at home. If it's away, it's away. But there's just bigger fish to fry, you know, and that's to these guys' credit. You know, so it's I think it's great for the community to talk about, you guys to talk about all that kind of stuff. Honestly, we spend more time worrying about what we're eating after the game than probably that stuff, the important stuff, you know.
That's all for me. Just two quick ones for me. You know, Maddie, I talked to Anna the other day just doing a story on Brady, but you being a younger player in this program, I was just kind of curious, like, what about Coach Sally kind of, you know, attracted you to kind of want to come here? And then since you've been here for 2 years, like, what have you kind of seen that's made this program be a successful one for as long as he's been here?
Yeah, last year I really realized that we were like all here for each other. Like we were just like a family. I don't even view us as a team. Like we're a family, and I think with that, like we just want to win as a team, and like we want to win for each other and like for our coaches. So I just think the culture that he has just shown all, like my grade and just like the freshmen like coming in, like our culture here is like a really huge deal, and like we just all really care for each other.
And then Coach, something I forgot to ask you the other day was about your like different take on positions or whatever.
Yeah.
I just wondered if you could explain that and
Oh,
sort of
boy.
where that came from.
Yeah, buckle up, man. I can go forever on this one. And Anna will tell you, you know, probably 3 years ago we got done with that season. We had run a pretty ball screen oriented offense because we had a really good post player in Osh Brown. So we played through her a lot. And then, so she graduated and, you know, we're looking at it and we see a group that we think we can make this adjustment and get to a 5-out motion that we run now. We thought our personnel fit it really, really well. So we started implementing it that summer. You know, and if you know me, like I at times maybe go overboard with this kind of stuff, but like I'm a firm believer in if you're going to do something, you go all in. You know, like if you're on the high dive, man, it's Cannonball City. You know, you're not trying to go in easy. Like, let's go. And so if we were going to do this, we had to talk different. We had to think different. We had to, like, I had to convince them they were positionless. So like we couldn't sit here and go, okay, I'm a point guard and I'm a center, and then go out and play positionless. You know what I mean? So that's where, you know, honestly, sitting around my pool, just like thinking, like, all right, how are we going to do this? What, you know, what are the names we're going to come up with, and you know, where do we have to differentiate players? And really, it came down to how we defend in transition. Everybody has responsibilities, and that's we have backs that when the shot goes up on our end, we get back to make sure the other team doesn't go. We have crashers that they crash the offensive boards, and then we have keys, which are our big kids that inbound the ball and key our break after a make. So that's where the terminology came. It's that simple. It has more to do with defense. Because on offense, I want them to be positionless, right? I want Marie, you know, Marie took a 3 late in the fourth quarter. All right. You know, like if you're the other team, you got to be okay with giving that up. You know, Maddie, big shots, right? Anna, big shots, okay? All coming from different places and different schemes of our offense. So that's really, that's where kind of the mad scientist part of it came up, you know, and you know, the kids did a great job of really buying into it. I think they found, oh, this could be fun, you know, doing all this different stuff and having this freedom. And, you know, like, you look at how it's impacted a player like Anna, who gets it to the rim. And you're in this 5-out and you're pulling the bigs away from the rim, and she's able to just go lay it up, lay it up, lay it up. Maddie gets it to the rim. Allie, you know, so I think it fits what our personnel looks like, but now we're able to recruit to it as well. And I look forward to it expanding a little bit, but that's kind of the background of it.
Okay, so backs, crashers,
Crashers,
and
keys.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like it, Anna?
I mean, yeah,
Okay, cool.
that's what we are.
Fair enough.
I mean, and like, we go so far, like, you notice, we don't do traditional starting lineups. Everybody comes out on the floor. We just, she talked about the team. She talked about the family. We talked about, like, everybody's got a part in this. We go on the road and they announce our normal starting lineup. We just all go out on the floor and go sit down. Like, we don't acknowledge it because we don't want to think of ourselves that way. Starters, subs, like, that's not a thing here. We're all on a team fighting like cats and dogs to win, and everybody's got an important role that they have to star in. And, tonight it was these guys hitting some big shots. Other nights it's other people. Sidney Schaefer came off the bench in the first half and, like, was huge, right? Star in your role. Don't like overthink it. Just go star in. And that's what these kids do such a good job of. But it's kind of, just the culture we want to have here. We want them to be comfortable playing. We want them to not look over their shoulder and think, what's he want us to do? We want to have already taken care of that in practice. But I believe in these guys. So when Maddie, raises up and shoots at three, I'm all in. When Anna goes and drives it and I'm all in, okay? And as long as we're executing, we focus on that, makes, misses, results, all that other stuff. We don't spend a whole lot of time on it. All right?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.